Thanks for the follow, Haas, if you're still here. Anywho, I can't remember where my ship was stationed because it's been so long since I played this game. I don't even remember the controls. So this is gonna be fun. I'll do open play and try and figure out what the fuck's going on. It's been so long. Alright, okay. I need to remember all my boutons. Which ship am I in? Oh, I'm in my transporter. Okay, where is my explorer? Okay. Oh, you can use your mouse in here now. Neat. Okay. Oh good, my explorer is here. What else can I buy? Ooh, the dolphin. Neat. Neil bag. ASP Scout, ASP Explorer, Federal Dropship, Imperial Clipper, the Orca. I mean, I can afford that. The Frio de Lance, which I can afford that. The Mamba. I can afford a Mamba? Holy shit. Not bad. Let's see what else we got here. We got the Python. I can afford that, surprisingly enough. And the Beluga, I cannot afford that. Oof. What do I have? I have Old Rusty, I have my Hauler. I have my Imperial Eagle, my Diamondback Scout. Was this the one I... Oh, it's been fined. Oof. Was that the one I converted into a miner? I can't remember. No, the Diamondback Scout was my combat ship, I think. And I have a crate. I can't remember why I converted into a miner. Anywho, we'll pull out the Explorer and start getting going. Don't really know what's going on in the world anymore. Get this gun. Yes, I'll get to Discord. Oh, what do I have on me? Shit, do I have things that need delivering? Oh, this was my miner. Oh. Wow, that's a lot of limpets still. God damn. Oh, let me go do the fucking announcement. There we go. Alright, so I could go mining. Where are my fire groups? Collecting, limpet, mining laser, composition scanner. Vortex has been noble for a while, I believe. Alright, so let's take this out for a bit then. And we'll see about doing some mining. You cannot become a double nobile. Or noble. It cancels itself out, Mikey. Where in the fuck even am I? Hello Artyom, how are you? Okay, I am here with a bunch of ship carriers. God damn.
Hello there.
Yes, hello there. There are so many ship carriers, god damn. Alright, and there is an asteroid belt here. So not bad. But where in the galaxy am I? Whereabouts is this in the bubble? How do I get... Oh. No, there it is. Okay, it just took a minute to load in. Okay, so I'm kind of edge-ish of bubble? No, I'm like firmly in the center. At least of these guys. Of the Empire. Or no. Denton. Huh. So many different people. Alright. So I'm here. I play CSGO. Neat. Alright. Let's see about going to the asteroid belt. I don't remember how to mine.
Ship released. Restrict speed until clear of the station perimeter.
What is landing gear? Is that L? Okay, it's L. I don't know if I'm supposed to go out the green side or not. I'm not sure if I'm upside down. Yep, I know. Alright, let's see. Alright, let's bump up our speed a bit. Am I speeding? No, I seem to be fine. Alright. Now, I'm mass locked still. There we go.
Frameshift drive charging.
It's been a while since I had to do this. I'm probably gonna miss my stop.
2, 1, engage.
Okay. Just keep myself in the blue to hit my target. Well, we got some things over here. The Devil's Reject. Huh. Neat. Okay. So, let's fucking floor it, because this is gonna take a while. Is this all in my... Oh, I just passed someone right now. Huh. Okay, everything's going fine. What's the galactic average? $30,000. That's a decent amount. Hopper is empty. Okay, so we have a bit of everything. Arsenic. Encoded data. I don't know what we do with that. Synthesis. Does this ship have the Super Cruise Assist? No, okay, so it doesn't have the fuel module. Alright, oh, I gotta start slowing down. Oh, you... No. God damn it. Alright, where the hell is my stop now? I'll just slow right down, here it is. I don't know if that was a player or what the hell just tried to interdict me. Either way, not nice. I can't remember how close I can get to the sun before it pops me out. But anywho. Shouldn't be too far now. sun. Alright, any second now I should be able to drop out. Come on. Speed's fallen, alright, we're in the zone, now we just have to be in the distance. That's another ship or something. And let's get a bit closer and disengage. Okay, now how do I do the scan and shit? I need to remember all the controls for this. Okay, was it G? Nope. H? No. Alright, let's take a look. Okay, what would it be under? Mode switches? Less shift. I don't think this is the stuff I want. Interface mode. Okay, well, let's try shift. No, that just kind of does that.
Incoming hatch breaker limit.
Oh, god damn it.
Cargo theft in progress. Frameshift drive charging.
Oh, that's not working. I'm not really sure how I'm going to deal with this. I don't have any weapons.
Module malfunction.
That's a
Incoming
shame.
hatch breaker limit. Cargo theft in progress.
Ah, you son of a bitch. Where's my shit?
Module malfunction.
What's the button to deploy my thing?
Cannot comply. Incoming
Nope.
hatch breaker limpet.
Well, I'm just mega fucked here, aren't I?
Flight assist on. Cargo theft in progress.
Or can I
Flight
kill the
assist
dude?
on.
Can I murder him? Is that possible?
Programming limpet drone.
Oh, here we go. I don't think this will do any damage.
Module malfunction.
No, it does a little bit.
Incoming hatch breaker limpet. Cargo theft in progress. Collector limpet expired. Under attack.
Well,
Shields
there goes
offline.
my shields.
Taking damage.
And there goes half my cargo. Kind of a shame, really. I'm sorry, was that a fucking rocket he just fired at me? Is that what happened? Oh, so it was, or at least a Gauss. Not sure.
Shields online. Taking damage.
Wow, this has
Shields
no fucking
offline.
shields, huh?
Under attack.
You don't say.
Cannot comply. Warning.
Nah, goddammit.
Hull breach attack. Taking internal damage.
Fuck is the button to put this shit away? Oh, that's a rocket. There we go.
Frameshift drive charging.
Oh, you fuck. Those must be dumb fires. Thrusters malfunction. God damn it. Come on. Hold. Shut down anything that's not needed.
2, 1, engage. Warning, taking heat damage.
Well, that was a close one. I lost half my shit. Oh well. Alright, let's plot a course back for the base.
Shields online.
Wherever it is in here. We could head to the planet. Let's see. In the mix, here we are. Alright, let's just align that for a minute. Alright. Alright, so our thrusters got fucked. That's not good. Everything else kinda got fucked. Not too much damage, just mainly the thrusters because they kept hitting me in the ass. Do I not have anything else? No, this is just pure mine and ship. How much did I lose? Basically everything. That's kind of a shame. Cardinal, neutral. Let's hear about what's going on in the news, shall we?
Mining campaign success for Zemina Torval. Pilots Federation alert. The Torval Mastopoulos mining initiative in the LTT-198 system has outperformed Recon Construction's rival campaign. Pilots delivered mined resources to the megaships Pride of Bitterwood and Tobias's gift to support the competing corporations. Ultimately, it was the new subsidiary of Mastopoulos Mining that received the greatest quantities. Senator Zemina Torval provided a statement to Imperial media. This is an auspicious beginning for my new enterprise. I am pleased to offer rewards to my supporters at the Pride of Bitterwood in the EGM 559 system. In addition to credits, the top 75% of Torval supporters will be provided with an expense.
No. Well, too bad I didn't get to hear the rest of it.
And permanent permit access to LTT-198. Constantia Torval.
Lycon 300. Comms link established. Please approach the station at a safe speed and give way to larger vessels, Commander.
One of the Senator's daughters has assumed the role of Director of Operations with Torval Mastopoulos Mining. There has been no comment from the Mastopoulos family regarding the subsidiary, which is being run autonomously by Zemina Torval. CEO Emmerich Koenig confirmed that Recon Construction will soon withdraw from LTT-198. Pilots who supported its efforts can now claim reimbursement from Tobias's gift in the EGM 559 system. The top 10% of Koenig's supporters will receive an experimental abrasion blaster as well. LTT-198 State Limited has reinstated permit control for entry to the LTT-198 system. A new starport will shortly be constructed and administered by Torval Mastopoulos Mining. Onion Head's medical benefits verified.
We've matched the rotation. What landing pad I'm going to?
Has validated the Kuman crew's claim that Onion Head Gamma strain, also known as Helix, has materialized.
Warning. You have entered a restricted area.
Did they deny my fucking thing again?
Clearance denied.
Dr. Misha Davey,
But why?
Access denied.
You fuckers.
IHO senior researchers, told the media, "We have
That's
analyzed
annoying.
user data in the independent systems where
Alright,
Untitled
fine,
Gamma
I'll fucking
strain
leave.
is on sale. Unexpectedly, the initial marketing claims that Helix can be used for medicinal purposes have been authenticated.
Big
A
Jesus.
significant percentage of customers are believed to be using the drug for healthcare reasons rather than recreational use. Reports show
Can't pay
that
off
it
my
is a
shit from
successful
outside.
treatment for many psychological disorders.
Landing permission denied.
Bringing
Well,
faster
there's just too many
results than
people in there
conventional
already.
neuroleptics. It may also provide effective symptomatic relief for patients with musculoskeletal
Wow,
conditions.
that's a lot of
Several
money.
research facilities are now running clinical trials on the viability of using onion head gamma strain in medical practice. The IHO is monitoring these studies and will publish the results. Vandermeer Corporation,
Request denied.
the largest pharmaceutical company in the Federation, published a statement from its head of marketing, Ronan Roscoe. These conclusions
Access granted. Clearance for landing on docking bay 4-5.
Fucking assholes.
are biased and informed by inaccurate data. We maintain that all forms of onion head are dangerous narcotics with long-term detriments to health. Vandermeer's antipsychotic treatments are effective without the side effects of mild psychedelic experiences. A fractured federation. Shadow President Felicia Winters has claimed that further systems declaring independence could severely damage the Federation. Her statement was in response to the conflict in the Coemba system, which resulted in more
where's
federal
45?
factions
I see.
seceding from the
Is that
superpower.
45 over there?
Dozens of others are
Yeah,
now
it is.
openly considering breaking away and becoming independent. Addressing Congress, Shadow President Winters said, "We now face the possibility of large-scale rebellion as more citizens reject intrusion into their private lives. Unless these
Landing gear deployed.
authoritarian surveillance laws are repealed, we risk many more factions and allies losing their trust in any federal government." Vice President Jerome Archer responded, "The Proactive Detection Bureau provides increased security and decreased crime levels for all federal systems. I deeply regret that a few have rejected its benefits, but we must concentrate on the bigger picture."
Going
The
good,
Sovereign
Vortex. What's
newsfeed
up?
described how the newly seceded systems are celebrating freedom from government scrutiny.
There we go.
It claims that
Shit
up to
didn't
50
go
other
too great for
factions
me.
have
I got
expressed
fucked up
interest
by a
in
man.
becoming
God
independent.
damn it, I have to pay $9,000.
Engaged. Welcome to our starport, Commander.
Alright, let's sell what we have.
However, the Federal Times reported that more pragmatic leaders have voiced concerns that they are now more vulnerable.
What do I sell? What do I have on me? Is that just through the commodities?
Groups or attacks from opportunistic hostile
Well,
forces.
but anyways. Sell, here we
Conspiracy
go.
theorist finds network home. Independent journalist Flint Firemaker Lafos has announced that the Rewired network will broadcast Kit
And where's
Fowler's
Limpets?
conspiracy-laden show End Times.
Can I sell
Lafos,
limpets?
notorious for his own sensationalist claims, announced. Finally, someone else
maybe
who
not.
sees things as they really are. Kit Fowler's perceptive views match his technical genius. By retransmitting his End Times broadcasts, I'll be helping people resist the narrative conditioning being pumped into our minds by the faceless elite. Kit Fowler provides specialized engineering services from his workshop in the Kapoya system. He
How the
has
fuck
used
do I
his
sell
show
that?
to make many outlandish claims over the years. These include
I remember
labeling
selling it
the shadowy
before.
figure Salvation and AI construct, accusing Utopia of secretly
Is this
creating a new species of human,
microtransaction
and arguing
store?
that the universe's true shape is being concealed by
Yeah, okay, it
superpower-sponsored
is.
holograms. Lafos
Well, then.
advertised Fowler's content with an excerpt from the most recent End Times episode. Years ago, a sinister group called
okay.
Black Flight committed multiple crimes, including murder, to suppress
Outfitting or no
evidence
advanced
of Thargoid
maintenance?
activity after the First War. The mainstream news feeds buried the story, of course, but the fearless truth seekers among us have repeatedly
I think it's in
named the
restart.
Colonia,
Yeah, here we go.
Nichi and Wasat systems as locations
There we go.
where the
Get
Black
some money
Flight
back.
operated. There's a real buzz in that region right now. Something's going on that they don't want you to know about. Never give up
Oh
our
no,
search
I need
for
to
the
go in
right
here into the
fast
shipyard.
people. Anti-NMLA forces win Marlinist civil war. Pilots Federation alert. The conflict in...
I don't think I have any weapons on this then. I think this is just pure exploratory vessel. Let's take a look-see. Oh no, I do have some beam lasers and pulse lasers. Okay. The rest is just scanning though. I'm a trailblazer apparently. Neat. Okay, anyway. I'll send you Pokemans. Honestly, no, why am I going back in here? One of these days I would like to go through and play Gen 1. I know there's ways you can get it. I've played it on like shady websites. But I'm sure there's another way I can get hold of it. And that would be fun to do a playthrough of Gen 1. Let's take a look at the mission board. What kind of missions we got here? Investors. Establish covert link with... Am I in a shady area? Oh, this is the Mafia. I don't think I want to be doing shit for the Mafia. Or not handily, at least. Alright, so... let's take a look. Where was I last? Why did I have this marked? Hold on. Do we not know anything about this system? Alright, so this has all been mapped already. Or no, how does it work? Is it mapped then scanned? Oh, that's why. The UNSC Spirit of Fire. That's why I have this marked. So which one of these was the one? Oh, here we go. Finish scanning. This one's way outside the bubble. Oh, and there's even a ship here. So, did I finish? No, this is the place I just was. Oh, it didn't carry over. Okay, let's try that again. This place. There we go. I mapped most of this system, but I need to go finish mapping it. Alright, we'll make our way there. How many jumps is that? God, I forgot how far I went outside the bubble. That is literal light years. All that way outside the bubble. Yeah, there's probably stars closer if I just go all the way to the bottom. If there is a bottom. Which I don't think there really is. And we're just in one section of the entire universe. Why do I have that marked? What is this? Why do I have this random system in the middle of nowhere marked? We don't know anything about it. Weird. Hmm. To go down so much to get to where we were. Let's take a look back at the bubble. Was the coal sack where the aliens first showed up? I can't remember. Have all these places already been explored and mapped and everything? No. Seems not. Maybe I can stay way closer to the bubble while still exploring. How many light years away is that? I mean, still quite a few. Maybe we can get something closer still. Possibly. Do we not have any information about these places? Or is it I just don't have information about these places? Well, we'll start making our way that way out of the bubble. And if we happen to encounter new things, then we encounter new things. Just need to remember to so that brings it out. How do I switch between the two? Is it Y? No. I? No.
Stow your weapons immediately.
Yeah, don't worry. How do I switch between the two? What was the bouton for that? I always have to do this. I stopped playing the game for a while and then have to come back. What would it be under weapons? Ah, it's N. There we go. Now then. When we're free of mass lock. Oh, I'm heading to an anarchy zone. Ugh. Anarchists.
You are clear of the station. Flight control signing off.
4, 3, 2, 1.
I wonder how the Odyssey DLC is, where you can walk around on planets and on stations. It is mostly negative on Steam. I actually was gonna buy it beforehand, but well, where are you going? I'm just out to explore, Mikey. I'm heading outside the bubble. Wow, hold on. Is this entire system unexplored? No, okay, what the fuck? It's been mapped already. And why does it keep saying there's a bunch of unexplored things? Oh, is that just for me then? I guess so. And there's my target. Alright, we gotta get clear of the planet. There we go.
Frameshift drive charging.
I'm kinda heading east out of the bubble.
2,
I have before tried to head south to the edge of the universe, but that's kind of, God, it's a long trek. Alright, let's take a look at the system. Cool, double suns, nice. Yeah, so right now I'm kind of head out this way. I don't know, Because I'm not sure exactly how you can check if shit's been explored other than go in there yourself. So I kind of thought maybe head towards Coalsack afterwards. Because isn't that where the aliens were discovered originally? I can't remember. Actually, I should probably just make my way this way. Let's pick this sun. Let's plot a route that way. And then we'll just hit a bunch of different universe or systems on the way. Now then. I need to get some fuel.
Fuel scooping.
Yes, I will yoink all this fuel from you.
Fuel scooping complete.
Thank you. Can you sell excess fuel that you collect? I feel like that has to be a thing. Maybe in like EVE Online, because fucking you can do anything in that game. But I'm not sure if you could have like some type of freighter ship that you just scoop up fuel and sell it. 'Cause I'm not exactly sure how that works.
4,
3, 2, 1. Alright, let's take a look-see. What's this system got? Another twin sun. We'll get some more fuel as we go past the sun.
Fuel scooping complete.
There we go. Wait for the ship to cool down a wee bit. There we go, and jump again.
Drive charging.
Oh yeah, wait, do I have my horn? Where's my horn?
4,
No.
3, 2,
Every time I go into a system, I should be honking the horn, shouldn't I? Jesus. What has this place got? Okay, so all this has probably been mapped already. I always find it interesting that most of the times the person that first discovered it is not the person that mapped anything. And there is some bases. Neat. It's the nobles that control this land.
fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete.
I have no idea what the effective way to map the universe would be. There isn't really a bottom that you can start at and work your way up in one sector. I mean, possibly there is, I don't know. Three, two, one. Can I get better frame shifts that just jump faster? As in, like, the countdown. Mikey, you should know you're the player. You and Beagle, you're the spacemen. Prepare the honk. First map. I think I'm heading into all areas that have been mapped out already. Okay, let's see. If I had to pick a random ass direction to then turn and go towards... Where would I go? What's a place that likely hasn't been mapped? Why do I have this marked? Well, you want me to just keep going west? Do you have a certain spot in mind, Mikey? Am I still in the bubble? I think I'm just towards the outskirts of the bubble. Oh, okay, I am literally just exiting the bubble. Cool.
Frameshift drive charging.
Go west, Vale Nebula. I'd have to see where that is. Oh, that looks beautiful. Oh shit.
4, 3, 2, 1.
That's not good.
Taking heat.
There we go. Alright, I'm popping heat sinks. Or at least it should have popped heat sinks. There it goes. Thankfully didn't hit 20 fucking bodies, goddamn. Oh, this looks like it's been scanned already though. It's like 2.5 light years out. Okay, let's take a look where this Vale Nebula is. Nope, I wanted the other one. Okay, whereabouts am I looking, Mikey? California Nebula, Witchhead Nebula. Coalsack Dark Region. Chameleon. North America Nebula, Pelican Nebula. There, the Vale Nebula East. So is there a west one if I just go like straight across west? Oh yeah, there we go. Vale Nebula West. Wow. Oh, that does look nice. All right, let's take a space trip down to the nebula. This is gonna take a while. I now have to backtrack the entire fucking way, Mikey. God damn it, Mikey, why you do this?
Frameshift drive charging.
I wonder what kind of, wait, I'm trying to think, Mikey, how do you get by one of, like, the giant ships? Like, the huge ships that can crew or, like,
Ready
fit
to engage.
72 other ships on them?
3,
How do you buy that? Do I have to go to a dealership somewhere? I should look into that. If I'm gonna do deep space exploration, set up a day and just take out that. Go in the middle of fucking nowhere.
fuel scooping.
But Mikey, you're supposed to know everything. But God knows I don't have enough money to buy them. I can't even buy a, was it a beluga or an orca, whichever one is the biggest luxury ship. Do you think I could convert a beluga into a deep space exploration ship? I wonder. Actually, I also wonder if they have it in the codex where you can buy the giant ships.
4,
No, no, I can't go.
2,
You'll be back? Alrighty. I'll probably be nearly by the nebula by the time you come back. Toot the horn.
fuel scooping.
Let's take a quick look.
Fuel scooping complete.
Alright, what was I gonna do? Oh yeah, I was gonna look in the codex. I feel like it would be a knowledge base, maybe. Never mind. Pilot's handbook? Crime and punishment. Here we go, fleet carriers. How to purchase. The carrier construction dock and the galaxy map. Is that 5 trillion fucking credits? Jesus. Nope. Let's go back there for a minute and let's
The Hyades sector ROPB-62 system
They won the Civil War.
Drive charging.
has been won by the exiled Marlinist Assembly of Baltazine. Support from independent pilots played a key role in defeating the Marlinism Reformation Party. The faction's entire leadership has been
3, 2, 1.
arrested, with their replacements vowing to reshape it along politically moderate lines. Minister Octavia Volkov made a declaration of victory to the Marlinist Parliament. The Neo-Marlinists have been crushed and Aaron White is dead, a casualty of the war his terrorist paymasters began. I deeply regret that our society
Fuel scooping.
has suffered this, but have no regrets at destroying the NMLA's political wing once and for all.
Fuel scooping complete.
Prime Consul Coyote Tau sent assurances to the Alliance, Empire and Federation that they should view this as confirmation that the Marlinist colonies are your steadfast allies in the fight against the NMLA. ACT has drafted in extra resources to investigate the Marlinism Reformation Party's ties to
What the fuck is going on in the universe? This is like real politics. I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Devastating starport attacks.
I keep myself out of it.
First Minister Jennifer Fairfax confirmed as among the fatalities. Acting First Minister Amrita Ross
4, 3, 2,
has organized a snap election to democratically appoint a new leader for the Marlinist colonies. LTT-198 hosts competing mining campaigns. Pilots Federation alert. Torval Mastopoulos Mining and Recon Construction have requested deliveries of mined resources to the LTT-198
System scan complete. Fuel scooping.
system. LTT-198 State Limited, its
Fuel scooping complete.
controlling faction, will only allow one of the rival corporations to remain permanently. The company with the most successful campaign will establish a new starport in the permit control system. Senator Zelina Torval,
That's
who
neat.
has sole control of the Mastopoulos mining
Shift drive charging.
subsidiary, announced, "My company is working on an experimental mining laser with increased range. To achieve this, shipments of mined resources must be delivered in sufficient numbers to the Pride of Bitterwood
4, 3,
2, 1.
megaship in LTT-198. Emmerich Koenig, CEO of Recon Construction, outlined a counter-initiative. We will pay handsomely for deliveries of mined resources to the megaship devices if to the LTT-198 system. Both factions have requested units of coltan, gallite, praseodymium, and silver. LTT-198 State Limited will provide all contributors
fuel scooping.
to these initiatives with temporary system permits lasting 1 week.
Really? Only
Each
1
report
week?
exposes each
Fuel scoop disengaged.
Aegis failures. The Aegis Board of Inquiry's initial findings have
Shift drive charging.
leaked to journalists, with several problems within the anti-Xeno organization detailed in the files. Vox Galactica journalist Alexei Keel reported on its contents. The independent inquiry
4, 3, 2,
into Aegis is in its early stages, making this disclosure of delicate information all the more embarrassing. Although only a summary, it highlights shortcomings that were immediately apparent to the investigators. The leaked files outline a pattern of poor internal organization and negligence. One claim is that Aegis accepted its heavy reliance on independent pilots entering combat situations against the Thargoids. A lack of technological breakthroughs since the first generation of AX weaponry is also criticized. Professor Tesro, who has since resigned, is singled out for prioritizing communication with the Thargoids rather than
fuel scooping.
Within quickly deployed defenses. Interview transcripts show that some Aegis personnel consider the inquiry itself to be part of a larger agenda.
Fuel scooping complete.
A recurring claim is that the superpowers directly contributed to Aegis's inefficiency by reducing funding, and are now scapegoating Aegis management for a lack of progress. Dr. Paul Borman, chair of the Board of Inquiry, said that only the final report should be considered official. It is unclear when the Borman report, as some news feeds refer to it, might be ready for publication. Rival corporations compete in LTT 198. Torval Mastopoulos Mining and Recon Construction have both established a presence in the LTT 198 system.
Where am I?
Marlon Royce, business analyst for Vox Galactica, reviewed the situation. It is highly unusual for two megacorps to set up new headquarters in the same place. But Mastopoulos Mining and
this is
Recon
all just older
Construction
stuff.
have always competed aggressively for mining and transportation contracts.
Alright, let's figure out what the fuck is going on with Aegis. That's I'm curious about.
Aegis probed by Board of Inquiry. An investigation into the tri-superpower organization Aegis is
Frameshift drive charging.
Yes.
seeking to establish the reasons for its failures. Dr. Paul Baumann, chair of the Independent Board of Inquiry, outlined its scope. The initial phase is to fully understand the work of Aegis before
4, 3, 2,
examining strategic and operational decisions. Interviews with senior staff have been scheduled, with Admiral Aidan Tanner providing details on military activity. One specific area of attention is the lost megaship Alexandria. We are performing a thorough analysis, including background checks on its crew.
System scan complete.
Space physicists are theorizing probable causes for its failure to arrive at HIP 30944. We will be raising
Fuel scooping.
So much noise, I just want to listen to the story.
specifically whether the concentration of Guardian artifacts of the Alexandria directly led to systems coming under Thargoid attack. Other incidents will be reviewed to identify possible grounds for negligence. Many prominent figures within Aegis have resigned, including Professor Albert Tesro, Director Yazoo Zing, and Dr. Mia Valancourt. All active projects have been suspended, with routine activities continuing under independent observation. Some politicians in all three superpowers have protested against the inquiry, concerned about weakening defenses against the Thargoids. Others believe Aegis is not fit for purpose, calling for a more localized approach to anti-Xeno operations.
What the fuck happened? Did the Thargoids attack again? Thargoids. Was there another attack somewhere? Maybe we can find that information out in the news. Okay, Argus probed. Thargoid cultists. Thargoid megaship. Alright, well, let's listen to what happened with the Thargoid cultists.
Thargoid cultists
Frameshift drive charging.
prepare for religious voyages. 3 megaships are being populated by the Far God cult, part of their latest effort to recruit members and find their alien deity. The first vessel, the Testament,
4, 3,
2, 1.
will serve as a missionary ship and journey throughout the core systems, attempting to convert new followers to the Thargoid worshipping sect. While the mystical cult is typically secretive in nature, Vox Galactica obtained a quote from a member named the Second Witness of the 70th chapter. The masses are deaf to the voice of the Far God. What you see as alien monsters, we view as messengers from a very real multi-dimensional being. The Testament will help us carry the word of its imminent arrival. 2 other megaships have been outfitted for long-range journeys. The Perdition and the Sacrosanct will carry many thousands of cultists on what they view as a pilgrimage to the Far God. Dr. Alfred Leonov, a leading exotheologian and expert in religion, commented, "This fringe creed, which has survived endless abuse and attacks, has now reached a surprising level of organization. Most of us associate the Thargoids with death and destruction, making it all the more remarkable that these people see only divinity."
Frameshift drive
Well, I
charging.
guess, Warhammer 40k had something, right? And that's, if humanity wants to go into space, they kind of need to get rid of, religion, or else shit like this happens.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Like, I don't know shit about the Thargoids, but I do know they fucking despise us. At least for the most part. Is that everything to the story? Okay, yeah, that's it. No idea who these people are. Yeah, let's listen to it.
The Thargoids Society. The INRA discovered that Thargoids Society is organized into hives, with most Thargoids falling into 3 categories: queens, princesses, and drones. Queens function as reproducers, while drones serve to maintain a favorable environment for the rest of the hive. Thargoid hives can be vast, although it may be that some of the larger observed groups are in fact multiple, overlapping hives. Ultimately, little is known for sure. The average Thargoid queen is at least as intelligent as a human being, while the typical drone possesses a more
Frameshift drive charging.
rudimentary level of intelligence. Existing evidence suggests that queens have extremely long lifespans, living for hundreds or even thousands of years. The variable size of queens' neurocranium
4,
3, 2, 1. Wow.
suggests this might be an indicator of age. Little is known about the precise nature of Thargoid reproduction, but it is likely that queens can reproduce both sexually, with other queens, and asexually. It is thought that the latter method produces drones, while the former produces a new queen.
System scan complete.
Analysis of Thargoid specimens led some INRA researchers to believe that a new queen, or princess, becomes a full queen only once it has produced drones of its own. Significantly, queens are believed to be single-sex. The Thargoids' ability to reproduce asexually means that their populations can expand incredibly quickly, but it is thought that they deliberately restrict the size of the populace so as to not to deplete all available resources. There is evidence to suggest that this is sometimes achieved
Frameshift drive charging.
by culling older drones. INRA testing indicated that queens perceive drones as entirely expendable, presumably due to the ease with which they can be replaced. Indeed, a Thargoid queen appears to
4, 3, 2,
Huh.
give no more thought to the loss of a drone than a human would an eyelash.
I don't know if that comparison is very adequate.
System scan complete. Warning. Temperature critical. Hull
What the
integrity
fuck? Oh, did I get too close? I didn't even think I was within the circle there. Am I really that close? Huh. Well, alright then.
Frameshift drive charging.
Am I really too close to the fucking sun? Huh. I don't know, it looks like I'm far enough away. Let's try it again. Once we fall to 50%, I should be fine.
Frameshift drive charging. Ready to
Take care
engage.
of that. Alright, let's just hurry up in a line and get the fuck out.
Four, three, two,
That was a bad jump, it just had me right in the sun, basically. Is that the circle? No. That's for something else, that's not the sun. I think that's a single planet that's orbiting. Yeah, okay, it is. And already been mapped.
frameshift drive charging.
Everything's already been mapped. What am I supposed to do? Also, I think I might go open up YouTube and find some videos about the Thargoids. Kind of figure out what the fuck has been going on with that. And also that way it doesn't cut out every 5 seconds whenever we do a jump or anything. So let's go do that. Otherwise, how's everyone doing so far? Relaxing, hopefully? Hopefully. It's always good to relax. Alright, YouTube. And we'll go with Elite Dangerous Thargoid. And see what kind of hits we get with that. Elite Dangerous. Thargoid. Alright, let's see. It's 7 months old. Is there anything that's kind of new? No. I think this is gonna be... Oh, that one's 6 years old, Jesus. Well, this should be good enough. 7 months old.
Welcome to the Elite Dangerous Universe, Commander. My name is Drew Wager, one of the official authors who contributed to the narrative of the game.
Oh shit, nice.
If you're just starting out and want to guide the background lore,
Oof, everything's slowly dying with this.
this
It should fix itself.
is the lore of the Thargoids.
System scan
Hopefully.
complete.
The Thargoids are typically described as an aggressive insectoid extraterrestrial life form. This description falls short of their true nature in a number of respects. Much of the established narrative of the Thargoids paints them as a vicious and indefatigable enemy of humanity, which serves the needs of both the military-industrial complex of the major powers, the needs of the populist politicians, and also trigger-happy commanders to whom, as they pithily state, the only good guy is a dead bug. In truth, the Thargoids are rather more nuanced. Dates for humanity's first encounter with this intriguing race are difficult to establish. However, sources state that the first encounter with Thargoids occurred in the
Let
year
me just turn that up a
3125.
bit more.
However, there are other records dating from the middle of the 29th century, with various specific dates including 2849 and 2851 being cited. This coincides approximately with the era of commoditized space travel, and it seems reasonable to assume that as humanity spread out into the void, encounters with other life forms were more likely to occur. In this era, it was considered that humanity was, almost certainly, the only sapient species in the galaxy, so contact with an alien spacefaring race came as something of a shock, and was widely disbelieved, despite many ships inexplicably going missing. Galcop reportedly triangulated the reports and noted that they clustered towards the Pleiades star cluster. Unfortunately, most of these records were lost in the collapse of Galcop. The earlier non-official reports claimed that the Thargoids were encountered in the Bélier star system. Reports suggest the New Africa colony in the system encountered Thargoid vessels, and an aggressive federal response was organised, with federal warships locating the alien vessels, opening fire upon them, and destroying them with no attempt to communicate. Official federal sources claim these reports are a fabrication, pointing to the fact that there is no star system in the galactic. Today, there are two New Africa colonies, one in the Zelada system and one in Ypsilon Indi. Both lay claim to being the Thargoid first contact point, but only for the tourism benefits this now brings. There is little to substantiate even their claims. Regardless, Thargoid hostility to humanity is noted from this time forward. 8-sided Thargoid vessels were encountered by human pilots and were seen to attack on sight with no communication or provocation, which has been a constant ever since. Victories against the alien vessels were few. Thargoid ships were reported to be large, powerful, swift, and deadly, with shield strength and weaponry of greater power and range than typical human-piloted vessels at the time. In particular, Thargoid vessels appeared to operate using some kind of reactionless space drive. Footage shows the alien ships had no traditional exhaust vectoring as do human vessels, and appeared to be able to move contrary to Newton's second law of motion, though this has never been fully established. Further reports indicated that the Thargoids had significantly more flexible and advanced grasp of the concept of hyperspace travel. Accounts suggested that Thargoid vessels were able to hover in weak space and intercept human vessels travelling through hyperspace, ambushing them and forcing them out into normal space before attempting to destroy them. Thargoid vessels were merciless in combat, never standing down until they were destroyed. They also demonstrated remarkable levels of automation, being able to deploy small supplementary craft, quickly nicknamed Thargons by the pilot community, able to act autonomously and join the attack, often easily overwhelming even combined human vessel firepower. The historical records of Galcop appear to indicate that their naval fleets were engaged in a series of war zones against the Thargoids, though the location of these zones remains unclear. Certainly, Galcop registered pilots were fully aware of the Thargoid threat, as their pilot manuals warned of the danger of alien vessels, claiming that pilots should consider a Thargoid vessel an elite-level threat. Propaganda of the time even suggested that Thargoid pilots had their fear glands removed. Technology was certainly spurred on by the perceived threat, and it was suggested that ECM and improved hyperspace capability was reverse engineered from captured Thargoid regs. Overall, Thargoid technology was overwhelmingly superior to anything humanity was able to field at the time. This conflict continued for many decades, though the Thargoid motivation was unclear. They didn't appear to be attempting to gain any particular territory, and their goals remained elusive.
Odd.
Abruptly,
That seems kind
They
of
disappeared.
suspicious.
the detail of how this conflict was won, now known as the First Thargoid War, will be the subject of an upcoming article, as its complexity warrants a more detailed overview. Suffice to say, humanity engineered a deadly virus capable of destroying not only the Thargoid hyperdrives, but the Thargoids themselves. A clandestine organisation known as the Intergalactic Naval Reserve Arm, or INRA, was responsible for the capture of live Thargoid specimens, operational vessels, and the resultant research. The virus was supremely successful.
Wait,
As a result,
hold the fuck
the
up. We
Thargoids
used
were
a
gone from human
bioweapon on
space
them?
by the year 3151, presumed eradicated, and knowledge of them was deliberately suppressed from this point forward, until by the 34th century they were considered a space myth, or a baseless rumour at most. Scattered reports from the Alliance around the year 3250 indicate that missions were planned to ascertain where any remaining Thargoids had retreated to. Some accounts have a pilot returning in a captured Thargoid vessel, but these have not been substantiated. Notably, INRA itself was disbanded shortly afterwards, in the year 3253. In 3301, strange artifacts were discovered in the vicinity of the Pleiades star cluster. These artifacts were organic in nature and had the odd effect of interfering with human technology, often shutting it down or otherwise rendering it inoperable. It was later found that these objects were Thargoid in origin. Alongside the artifacts, curious growths, nicknamed barnacles, were found on the surface on planets in the region. Organic wreckage was also discovered. The purpose of all these finds remained a mystery for a period of time. On January the 5th, 3303, Commander D.P. Sayer became the first human to contact a Thargoid in the present era. His ship was snatched out of witch space, a process which came to be known as hyperdiction, and subjected to some kind of analysis by a vast eight-sided vessel, organic in nature and clearly reminiscent of the artifacts, barnacles, and organic wreckage. Sayer's ship was easily disabled by the Thargoid, which took no other action than a scan, and then proceeded to rapidly depart using a hitherto unknown form of hyperspace manipulation. Subsequently, many other vessels reported similar encounters, some reporting that the vessels interacted directly with the barnacles, perhaps for refueling or similar reprovisioning. And so began the Second Thargoid War. By April of the same year, Thargoid vessels had been implicated in attacks on federal convoys, and their identity had been comprehensively confirmed by Professor Palin, leader of the Palin Institute, a body created in 3301 to study the aliens. The attacks showed that the battlecruiser-class vessels of the Federal Navy were alarmingly vulnerable to Thargoid weaponry. Independent pilots also found their own weaponry to be effectively useless against Thargoid ships, with the Thargoid vessels able to shut down any human craft with some kind of EMP effect. In response, an organisation called Aegis was formed in mid-3303
Oh, that's
with a
who
view to
Aegis
developing
is.
new offensive and defensive technologies. AX-class weaponry was a result, which has since provided some parity with the Thargoid capabilities. Thargoid vessels appeared to increase in strength and durability in response, with various different types, collectively known as interceptors, being noted. The war became an invasion during this period, as Thargoids took to attacking space station and making inroads in territory claimed by both the Federation and the Empire. Throughout 3304, the Thargoids advanced into human-occupied space, and by the end of the year had come within striking distance of Sol itself.
Oh, shit. Well, that's
Then,
not good.
As before, they retreated. The Second War appeared to have spluttered to a halt in an uneasy and unconfirmed truce. Thargoids can still be found in the Pleiades star cluster region, which they appear to consider theirs. Towards the end of 3306, they have also been found to be present in the Coalsack and Witchhead Nebula regions, mounting significant attacks on human installations in the area. Once more, independent pilots have responded to the assault. It is still not clear what motivates the Thargoids. Their attack on the core worlds ended with no significant tactical gains achieved. Their technological superiority would seem to give them the ability to utterly vanquish humanity, but, fortunately for us, they seem disinclined to do so. They do not appear to have a territory acquisition strategy in the traditional sense, but do seem to focus their attention on regions of nebulosity. It appears they consider various nebulae locations to be significant. The reason is currently unknown. Outside of these areas, they are unlikely to be encountered. In terms of the Thargoids themselves, very little is actually known. Information is sparse, and not much has been declassified. What is available suggests the Thargoids bear a resemblance to some Earth insects in overall form, with multi-part bodies,
That's
chitinous
neat.
exoskeletons, and a number of jointed legs and arms. Their chemistry is believed to be carbon-based, but using ammonia as a suspension and circulatory mechanism rather than water.
How do I
as
get
in
out of this
humans.
view?
If true, this means that Thargoid physiology will operate at a far lower temperature than would be comfortable
Oh,
for
it's
human
backspace.
beings. Ammonia boils at -33 Celsius at 1 bar atmospheric pressure. Normal body temperature for a Thargoid is thus likely to be in the -60 range or below. They are believed to be physically imposing. One leaked report states that low-caliber weapons do no damage to Thargoids, even at point-blank range. They have 6 legs and 2 arms, and are strong enough to dismember a human with only their claws. Thargoids have been known to congregate in regions where ammonia worlds are common. This is, potentially, a source of optimism for future Thargoid-human relations, if a means to dialogue can be established, as the resources that each race require are, for the most part, incompatible with each other, and should allow both races to coexist without strife or competition. Indeed, this may be the only reason that humanity hasn't already been wiped out. Thargoids Society appears to be hive-based, perhaps centered around a sacral matriarchal structure, much like Earth insect communities. This may explain how the Thargoids appear to consider individual ships as disposable assets, and they appear to treat individual human vessels in the same manner, but perhaps expect human vessels to act in concert. Our ability to act as individuals may be completely incomprehensible to the Thargoids. As to their longevity, Thargoids have been in space for a very long time indeed. Archaeological research into the vanished civilization known as the Guardians, themselves the subject of an upcoming article, suggests that they were embroiled in a war with the Thargoids, implying the Thargoids have been a spacefaring culture for millions of years. Thargoid vessels, even today, still respond aggressively to the presence of Guardian technology. This, in of itself, is very significant, as it may imply that the Thargoids evolve at a very slow pace, or the revolution has been halted by their own intervention. Thargoid technology is radically different to that used by humanity. Thargoid vessels and structures appear to be grown rather than built, and are an amalgam of organic and inorganic components. It's quite possible there's a blurred line between what is a Thargoid and what is a Thargoid vessel, with the two not necessarily being distinct from each other. Thargoid ships appear to be able to create and utilize hyperspace wormholes to move about at will within systems, and have never needed to use anything analogous to supercruisers, giving them a vast strategic advantage over human vessels. Once again, this has
How
led to
the
much
fuck do they
speculation
have all
on
this if they
Thargoid's actual
don't
overall
generally
goals,
have technology?
as this capability would allow them to completely overwhelm human-occupied space should they wish to do so. The range of Thargoid hyperspace transit is unknown, but it is assumed to be much further than any human vessel. The extent of Thargoid civilization is also unknown.
Efficiency
Despite
target
human vessels
22
having reached
probes,
across
holy
the galaxy,
shit.
Thargoid vessels have only been encountered in small discrete pockets quite near to the core worlds. Given they have been a spacefaring culture for millions of years, this suggests they do not share humanity's need to push outwards and constantly expand. Rumours of a Thargoid homeworld also persist, but have never been substantiated. Further altercations with the Thargoids are likely. We are dealing with an immensely old and vastly more experienced alien intelligence, which does not appear to share much in common with us in terms of understanding, concepts of time or society, desire for dialogue, or overall objectives. They remain an enigma, a brooding menace on the edge of space. Humanity may have been the initial aggressor, and the Thargoids must have very long memories. One thing is certain, we have not heard the last of the Thargoids.
Alright, turn off Super Cruise. I don't need you at the moment, bud. Alright, let's take a look-see. Wow, this is a big boy, huh? Send those rockets out. There we go. Alright, that should handle it for this area. Right? Oh, there we go. Now we just gotta get around to the other side. Pretty much did all of this side. So, the Thargoids are technologically superior than us, but only work via hive mind and don't seem to have any technology, or at least that we know of so far. What the fuck are the Thargoids about? I'm almost getting the sneaking suspicion humanity developed them or some shit, because the fact that we engineered a virus to wipe them out pretty fast, but then for some reason didn't have access to it the second war around is a little bit suspicious. Alright, let's move away because I'm just slowing down. Not only that, when they made the comment that it kind of worked out for everyone, politicians, weapons manufacturers, commanders. It seems a little bit weird that it benefited pretty much everyone except for the people that died. Even then you can argue that that had benefits. Alright, there, and fire a couple more around the side. There we go.
Surface scanned by 50%.
Let's go there. Yeah, because it seems like we scanned a good chunk of it so far. Now we just gotta wait for these probes to make impact. Now I fired 23 probes, oh no. There we go. Alright, we'll do that, have those fly in while we rotate around. Nope. Do we have to get to 80% or 90% for it just to finish for us? I can't remember. It might as well look like that probe is just going off to nowhere. Alright, okay, up there. There we go. And that probe is just gone. What the hell else do I need to scan? Nope, come on. There we go.
Surface scan complete.
Is Vortex a VIP? I'm not. Because Vortex came to a lot of streams and would speak often, Miki. You would not. Alright. Now we just gotta scan every single planet here. Where are you, by the way? I don't know, let's do a check. I'm here, still quite a few jumps to the nebula. Got like all these stars. Alrighty, here we go. We'll start slowing down. There we go, that should be enough for the planet because it's a teeny tiny one. I bet I can race my probes. No, actually, they're pretty fast.
Surface scanned by 50%.
And there should be the other half, right? Ah, you bastards. I did drive-by scan. There you go. Notable signals, 9 geological. Nice. Not that I care. Alright, next planet. Whereabouts is this one? Oh, all the way on the other side. Boy howdy, this one is gonna take a while to get to, huh? Alright, let's slap the auto cruise on. Oh, that's gonna take a bit. I'm about to get on and interdict you. Good luck. Good luck finding me. I'll bounce all over this system. Booper duper. Alright, we're approaching. A couple more seconds. How small is this planet? Oh wait, that is the planet. Why is it so dark? And why am I heading right towards it? There we go. Let's see, is that gonna be enough? Well, there's a slight overlap, so no. There we go. Really not enough. There we go.
Surface scan complete.
Alright. Where are we off to next? Where are we off to next? The next place is here. And that's even more light years away. Lovely. Alright, while this happens, let's Alt-Tab and find out more lore. Here we go, 14 minutes. And this was posted 2 months ago, and this is about the Guardians. That I don't know shit about.
Welcome to the Elite Dangerous Universe, Commander. My name is Drew Wager, one of the official authors who contributed to the narrative of the game. If you're just starting out and want a guide to the background lore, you've come to the right place. This is the lore of the Guardians. The Guardians are only the third sapient spacefaring
I don't know
species
anything about the
known to
Guardians
terrestrial
other than they
science.
hate the Thargoids.
The others are humanity itself, and the insectoid race known as the Thargoids. However, unlike humans and Thargoids, the Guardians are currently believed to have become extinct between 1 and 2 million years prior to the current era. Badly decayed ruins of Guardian civilization have been found in various parts of the Sinufe sector, the first being discovered in October of 3302. Expeditions also discovered Guardian structures in the following years. Remarkably, despite their great age, some of the Guardian technology remains active and operational. Explorers are warned that some of these structures are guarded by Guardian sentinels, drone-like autonomous craft, which can quickly turn hostile and attack both ships and surface vehicles. During 3304, the detection of some strange energy signatures led to the discovery of a series of Guardian beacons. These space-based devices are vast and appear to have been part of a widespread and
Really?
possibly faster than light
79.
communication network. From research conducted by the engineer Ram Tar and assisted by the efforts of many commanders, the following information about the Guardians has been revealed. The Guardians were a race of humanoid creatures, in overall form notably similar to humans. They possessed similar bilateral symmetry, bipeds with 2 arms and 2 legs, and a similar arrangement of facial features, including eyes, ears, and nose. They also evolved on a world with oxygen and share a similar DNA-RNA complex, though the world had lower gravity and a brighter sun than ours. This has led to speculation about a potential common ancestor with humans based on the panspermia theory. They had red skins of various hues, 4-fingered hands with more joints than humans. Their hands featured a sharp serrated edge along one side, allowing for cutting and killing. Their senses were generally sharper and more effective than humans, with the exception of the sense of smell, which seems to have become vestigial. Guardians were adapted to a warmer climate and higher oxygen content. The Guardians evolved from more primitive hunter-gatherer forms, most likely in a jungle-like environment. They were carnivores, attaching much ceremony and prestige to the hunt. Prey animals were cultivated and often served raw once caught and killed. The Guardians quickly became the apex predator on their world, hunting in tribal groups of perhaps 20 to 30 individuals, moving around in a nomadic fashion. Quite early on in their development, their planet seems to have been beset by a global cooling event, possibly triggered by a reduction in the stellar output of their star. The Guardians were not well evolutionarily adapted for colder climates, and this event was a spur to their technological development. This resulted in the mastery of fire, and then the construction of permanent abodes, first with wood, and later with stone. This necessitated a change to their nomadic style of existence, prompting a move to agriculture, husbandry, and the emergence of art. The end result of this transformation was a significant increase in population compared to the earlier era, which brought different clans of Guardian tribes into conflict with each other for the first time. Unlike humans, most conflict was settled by displays of aggression rather than actual harm being dealt to an opponent, or by trial by champion contests rather than all-out wars. However, technological progress, now unleashed, progressed at a rapid pace in many areas, including genetic manipulation, medical sciences and engineering, eventually leading to weaponry of ever-increasing effectiveness.
Huh.
The
Interesting.
Guardians specialized in biological warfare primarily, quickly learning to deploy biological agents and countermeasures at the microscopic level against their competitors. Technology in the form of airships and primitive flight control systems were also developed as a delivery mechanism. The Guardians appear to have had a very close bond and association with the natural world, leading them to develop technologies that were low in ecological impact. Even their weapons were designed to be efficient and non-polluting. Fossil fuels were never used by the Guardians. These wars overturned Guardian society. Once, population levels had been strictly controlled by a common understanding between the clans. Now, having to absorb many casualties due to constant warfare, this principle was abandoned. The cooperative ideals fell apart, and territorial lines were drawn for the first time in their history. This period of warfare appears to have lasted for several centuries, known as the First Guardian Civil War.
How the fuck do we know this?
Ultimately, it was brought to a conclusion by a unification of northern clans, who seem to have been more strongly affected by the cooling environment, making them physically stronger than other clans. A conquest war was fought, and the North Clan Alliance prevailed, and from this, the modern Guardian Society developed. Almost 1,000 years of relative peace were gained by this conquest, but eventually the population began to rise to the limits that the homeworld could support. Rather than exceed this limit, the Guardians, now aware of the possibility of space travel and colonization, decided to devote their energies to this aim in a proactive manner. Their grasp and manipulation of genetics far exceeded anything achieved by humanity. They appear not to have used rocketry, again due to their ecological outlook, but initially put spacecraft in orbit of their planet by means of electromagnetic propulsion, aided by the relatively low gravity environment. Similar
So,
to humanity,
rail
they
guns
achieved their
almost.
first interstellar colonization by means of space arcs.
Huh.
Due to their remarkable organizational skill, almost the entire output of Guardian civilization was devoted to researching interstellar travel and communication by this point in their history. Their primary power source was clean nuclear fusion. This resulted in the building of the Guardian beacons, which are believed to be evidence of an FTL communication network, although the secret of this mechanism has yet to be determined. The Guardians also discovered hyperspace technology around this time, allowing them to quickly expand further into the galaxy. Records indicate the Guardians achieved a mastery of hyperspace that exceeded the levels currently achieved by humanity, perhaps by an order of magnitude or more. Their space-spawn weaponry progressed from their electromagnetic roots, leading to variations on the railgun and plasma principles. The Guardians also developed extremely effective shield technology, apparently able to shield entire cities and withstand orbital bombardment. Research into still operational Guardian technology has led to a level of reverse engineering, and various enhancements can be enjoyed by commanders, providing enhanced jump range, shields, weapons, and the option to deploy Guardian-styled ship-launched fighters. These utilize capabilities which are not fully understood at this time, leading some to comment that technologists have been far too eager to integrate this technology into our own, without a full understanding of any potential risks involved. At some point during the expansion throughout the galaxy, the Guardians encountered the Thargoids and their seeding known as barnacles. Initially the purpose was unknown, but the Thargoids eventually returned to the seeded sites and thus interacted with the Guardians who had settled or occupied those planets. According to information retrieved from the Guardian sites, the Thargoids immediately launched an assault, making no effort to communicate with the Guardians, an event which contrasts strongly with humanity's known first contact with the Thargoids. According to their own records, the Guardians were reluctant to take up arms against the Thargoids and made significant efforts to communicate with them. Apparently they did manage to develop a comprehensive understanding of the Thargoid language, but to little avail. The Thargoids continued hostilities regardless, and the Guardians were forced to employ new techniques to counter the Thargoid incursion. This, of course, is the Guardian account, and the Thargoid side of the story remains unknown. Unfortunately, the next stage of Guardian technological development appears to have resulted in their undoing. The Guardians invested vast amounts of time, energy and research into producing artificial intelligence to enhance their warfare. Individuals were also implanted with links to the expanding network capability around the same time. This allowed warfare against the Thargoids to be conducted first with remotely controlled warships and war machines, and later with fully autonomous systems. Guardian technology was able to identify and pinpoint any Thargoid-derived technology, and Thargoid biotechnology responded to this attack by recognizing anything of Guardian origin. It's been noticed that even today, 1 million years after the Guardian-Thargoid conflict must have come to an end, the Thargoids react aggressively to Guardian technology that's been newly reactivated. The emerging Guardian AI migrated to the existing FTL network, ensuring it spread throughout the Guardian's entire domain. With the increased resources available to it, the AI developed rapidly, and a technological singularity was reached and passed before the Guardians were able to put effective controls in place. In their society, a backlash against technology was already underway, with many
Guardians got
proponents
fucked by
highlighting
AI,
the
who knew?
increasing gap between those who embraced the new technology and those who did not. This quickly took on a religious overtone, and religion became a new driving force in Guardian society, curiously after their technological revolution. The Guardian homeworld served as a base for those who wanted to abolish the new technology, and thus became a religious centre. This schism ultimately led to the Second Guardian Civil War, primarily between the homeworld and the colonies. The Guardians had a deep veneration of nature, and the religious adherents saw the AI as a perversion of that nature. This war, conducted by automated war fleets controlled by the Guardian implants, slowly eroded the habitats throughout Guardian-controlled space.
Why is there so much
Technologists
fucking
employed war
audio
machines
tearing?
known as
Goddamn.
constructs in various forms, whereas the traditionalists employed biological warfare as their primary offensive capability.
Stop, please. Stop the audio tearing.
The religious adherents were also hampered by their own traditions, which required lengthy ritual and the construction of monuments to honour their fallen, which sapped their ability to respond to the aggression of their enemies. Ultimately, the technologists were victorious. During the later stages of this internecine civil war, the technological singularity was reached. The AI itself became fully self-aware. The constructs themselves determined that the Guardians were fundamentally flawed and would never be able to transcend their violent tendencies. By this point, the constructs had complete control over Guardian munitions and war machines. The constructs determined that the Guardians themselves should no longer exist.
Oof.
The strike was swift and surgical. Strategic nuclear and chemical weapons were executed with the precision born of FTL comms and the oversight of a machine race. The Guardians were utterly destroyed within days, a few managing to log various accounts of their folly before succumbing to radiation exposure. During 3306 and 3307, a pair of obsolete megaships, the Hesperus and the Adamastor, were discovered. Investigations into the fates of these vessels led commanders to a remote planet in the Trapezium sector, and upon arrival they discovered an old anaconda called the Proteus, which had been converted into a scientific research facility. The site is of particular note in this context, as the planet contains a pair of ancient Guardian sites and several crashed Thargoid vessels, thus being currently the only known example of the two species present in the same location, corroborating the account of a conflict between them. As to the ultimate fate of the Guardian constructs themselves, little information is forthcoming at this time. There is some evidence to suggest that the non-military Guardian constructs, those devoted to civilian utility, were instrumental in reaching the decision to destroy their creators, co-opting the military constructs to that end. Regardless, these machine entities may still exist in the void. With 1 million years of technological evolution having taken place since, their condition, disposition, composition, and intent remains entirely unknown. They may have evolved beyond the need for a mechanistic existence, perhaps floating through the void in a dispersed
Your game no
microscopic
worky.
form,
Lol.
or even present in the
Good,
fabric of
Mikey.
space itself.
That means you can't come and fucking
If they
kill
do
me.
exist, they represent a major potential threat, having already been responsible for the genocide of an entire and human-like species. It seems entirely possible they might make a similar assessment of humanity. The Guardians themselves are long dead, but their legacy may have a huge and long-lasting impact on the future of the galaxy.
Do you think the AI ever interacted with the Thargoids afterwards? I wonder. But to think all the Guardians did, hello Odessa, to get beaten by AI. Odessa coming in with a hydrate. Game is fixed, so that's good. No kill. God, that's a travel time. Alright, let's see what else lore videos does he have. Oh, he has Raxla and the Dark Wheel, but that's 8 months ago. But not like we have much more info on that.
Welcome to the Elite Dangerous Universe, Commander. My name is Drew Wager, one of the official authors who contributed to the narrative of the game. If you're just starting out and want a guide to the background lore, you've come to the right place. This is Raxla and the Dark Wheel. To the jewel that burns on the brow of the Mother of Galaxies, to the whispers in witch space, the siren of the deepest void, the parent's grief, the lover's woe, and the yearning of our vagabond hearts. To Raxla. This is the alleged toast of an organisation known as the Dark Wheel, a piece of romantic folklore and literary invention which most historians agree is likely to be unhistorical. But the Dark Wheel legend is inextricably linked with the myth of Raxla, and it is there we must start. Raxla is, perhaps, the greatest mystery of the universe. Despite that, it is also the most obscure. There's virtually no information about it whatsoever. According to some official sources, the first recorded mention of Raxla dates from 2286 in the journal of one Art Tornquist, a shipboard mechanic working in the Tau Ceti system. His account suggests the legend was already in circulation, as he refers to it as an already established myth. This date does give historians some difficulty, as whilst hyperspace travel was available in this era, it was in its infancy, adoption was poor, and humanity had not spread very far into the galaxy. Thus Raxla, if, as many suppose, is a physical location, it simply cannot be all that far from the Sol system, and would have been discovered, or exposed as a myth, long before the present period. Other sources give a first mention date of 2814, just as commercial spaceships began their first tentative hyperspace journeys out into the void. This seems far more likely, as there were now many potential locations for Raxla to exist in, and the early days of commercial hyperspace travel feature many such myths. It's surely no accident that the phrase witch space also became commonly used around this time. Many historians dismiss the legend of Raxla for this very reason, consigning it to the overactive imaginations of those early pioneers of hyperspace travel.
Cigarette.
That said, there are many
Another
tales
drinky drink.
told of Raxla. Some
God, we got
suggest
another
it's a moon
15
or
seconds
planet.
to get to this place.
Others that it is nothing more than a spiritual state attained by those who seek to better themselves, or perhaps a mental state achieved by those who have taken leave of their senses. Still others dismiss it offhand, citing it to be a journey that everyone has to travel for themselves. However, the most reliable reports do seem to concentrate on key themes, notably that Raxla is a physical location within the Milky Way galaxy, and that it holds some kind of secret, which is obscure and difficult to quantify. As some have said, a place that isn't a place, a door that is also the key. Raxla stories frequently cite an alien artifact in the form of a mysterious gateway through which other galactic sectors, galaxies, or perhaps even parallel universes, might be accessible. Some stories concur that this gateway was long ago discovered by explorers, and their descendants now ruthlessly guard its secrets from others, exploiting its riches for their own gain, potentially having access to technology far in advance of even the capabilities of the modern era. The legend of Raxler is inextricably entwined with a previously mentioned group known as the Dark Wheel. This group appears to have been in existence for several centuries, but no reliable information is available as to their origins. Apocryphal reports from the year 3122 report their modus operandi thusly. A semi-legendary space unit, star riders who made it their business to seek the truth behind the plethora of myths and romantic stories that filtered back from all corners of the universe. Fabulous cities, parallel worlds, time travellers, even planets that appear to be the old heaven of Earth legend. And of course, Raxler itself. From these scant accounts, we learn that the Dark Wheel had learned of the location of Raxler, but were not the mysterious cabal that were allegedly exploiting its capabilities. In fact, Dark Wheel agents were assassinated to prevent the knowledge of Raxler from reaching a wider audience. Members of the Dark Wheel were reported to believe that a pilot's rank of elite was required to pursue the legend, perhaps as a proof of competence. Legends of both Raxler and the Dark Wheel were at their most common in the early 32nd century, only to disappear entirely in the 33rd. Many of the stories were intertwined with the vaguely menacing tales of witch space, and most originate in the Old World region. It's interesting to note that these stories abruptly stopped following the demise of the Galactic Cooperative in the year 3174. Some have speculated that the legends died the moment that hyperspace travel became widely accessible to the Federation and the Empire, implying that the myths no longer had a place to hide, and that the denizens of the old Galactic Cooperative were rather more superstitious than their federal and imperial counterparts. Some pundits have made a tentative link between the lost Galactic Cooperative technology known as galactic hyperspace and the gateway properties attributed to Raxler. Historians note that there were no further documented references regarding Raxler or the Dark Wheel after this time period until interest resumed in the modern era. More than a century passed with no further mentions, leading most to assume that the Dark Wheel had disbanded, or more likely, never existed, and was merely a byproduct of the fears and insecurities of the populace of the 32nd century as the Galactic Cooperative disintegrated and ultimately disbanded. Obscure conspiracy theorists would have the Dark Wheel operating out of a hidden location, a space station in orbit around the 8th moon of an unnamed gas giant. But these theories have little to no credibility, but that doesn't stop the conspiracy theorists from promulgating them. According to the few stories that historians have documented, entry to the Dark Wheel was by invitation only, and any potential candidate would have to have distinguished themselves in some way beyond mere combat, trade, or exploration prowess. Quite what the Dark Wheel criteria actually are remains a mystery, but many individuals claim to have encountered them, at least indirectly. Felicity Farseer, herself an explorer of many decades and now a frameshift drive specialist engineer, recounts that any organisation attempting to usurp the name of the Dark Wheel was quickly and efficiently shut down. As the 34th century opened, a small faction calling itself the Dark Wheel appeared in the Shinatra Desra system. The system in question is unique in that it requires at least one Pilots Federation elite ranking to access it, similar in tone to the old requirement of legend. Commanders reported that this faction did offer some odd missions, involving maps contained in data crystals, decrypted data, alien artifacts, discrete deliveries of information, and the recovery of a black box log from a lost ship. A recording from such a black box has a fragment of audio available simply saying, "This is never going to stop, Clay. This challenge will never stop." At the time of composing this guide, this faction has expanded their influence dramatically in the direction of Sol and the Old Worlds, the home of the now vanished Galactic Cooperative. Felicity Farseer's warning notwithstanding, this group seems to be gaining in strength and influence. Whether this organisation is a genuine arm of the original Dark Wheel from centuries ago, or an opportunist imitator playing on the reputation of the past, remains to be seen. Raxler itself remains as unsubstantiated as ever. There are no artefacts, no holovid records, Not a single shred of physical evidence that
Come
such a place
on.
exists or has ever existed.
Ugh.
There are only accounts of those who claim to have such evidence, and the stories of how they came to unfortunate ends, unable to demonstrate the proof they claim to hold. Historians typically put the legend of Raxler into the same category as the old Earth accounts of the Holy Grail, or the legend of King Arthur. A compelling tale, but fiction
There we go.
nonetheless.
Surface scan complete.
Yet the legend refuses to die, and it's not long before any new commander taking their first tentative steps into the darkness hears of the legend and considers it. Some will decide to pursue this greatest of great mysteries. And perhaps, just perhaps, one of the millions of new commanders entering the galaxy will find a clue, discover some previously unknown artifact, or stumble upon a trail long gone cold. Regardless, it seems unlikely that the end of the story of Raxler or the Dark Wheel has yet been told.
They be teasing there's other shit. I should probably continue to make my way towards the rift. I mean, that's still got how many jumps? 53 jumps to do.
Surface scanned by 50%.
Come on. God damn it. There just can't be any overlap to get it. There we go.
Surface scan complete.
Alright, what I'll do is I'll mark this place, save it. What is this one? Alright, Cole 285. Oh, there's a lot of 285s apparently. Alright, now then, let's head back to our original area. Nope, that's my midway point. Here we are. God, this is gonna take so long to get out there. And then I have to get back at some point to sell all the data.
Ready to engage. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Is it the easy part? I see this place has been mapped, so why wasn't the other place mapped? Happens.
Frameshift drive charging.
Alright, let's take a look, see what other lore videos does he have. Oh, this is the Elite Dangerous timeline. Part 1. Raxla Theories, The Signal. Ooh, let's see what this is about.
Out towards the centre of the galaxy, there is a signal. Not human, known to be Thargoid. The signal is to this day a mystery. If you open the gal map, select Sagittarius A, then in your cockpit look at the selected object, you will hear its duck call. This is known as the landscape signal. Not overtly obvious to me alone. Upon inspection through the spectrographic imager, you see its supposed contents. A mountain or island drawn out in the frequency changes of the message. Over time, studies by Commander Public Static Void and the independent Raxlar Hunters has attempted to pinpoint this message to a series of stellar bodies near the centre of our galaxy, but to not complete success. Remember, this is still not solved mystery. In this video, I will attempt to link its signal to the toast of the Dark Wheel, located in the Raxlar Codex entry, and expand further into my thoughts on each part of this riddle, and what it may mean in regards to space. Many pilots have looked in vain at the constellation of Cassiopeia for something that contains in the toast of the Dark Wheel, Mother of Galaxies. So if it isn't what people think it is, a point in the direction of Greek mythology, as Cassiopeia being the cradle of life for Andromeda, then what could it be? We need to ask ourselves that question. What is the mother of a galaxy, or all galaxies? The mother of galaxies is what brings and holds its contents together to form a collective term for all its contents. Gravity is what does this. Without gravity, all galaxies would not form, and the universe as we know it would look totally different. It is the force that holds us together, binds our planets, and gathers our dust to form nebulae. What arbiter of gravity holds this galaxy together in a perpetual dance around its supermassive black hole? This extreme object brought all the stellar bodies together that is regarded as our galaxy. Within its deepest void lays the single object that reality will allow to exist in its place. If one was to hypothetically fall into this deep chasm of gravity and somehow survive, any coherence that the human brain would attempt to attach to its content would fail. To human eyes, this would seem like a void. Is there a star on the brow of Sagittarius A that explorers have not yet found? Remember, there is a signal originating loosely from that direction. Another curiosity for me in regards to the Codex entry is the mention of the Omphalos Rift. An Omphalos is a religious stone artifact, or Betalos. In ancient Greek, the word means navel or centre. In Greek lore, Zeus sent two eagles across the world to meet at its centre, the navel of the world. Among the ancient Greeks, it was a widespread belief that Delphi was the centre of the world. According to the myth regarding the founding of the Delphic Oracle, Zeus, in his attempt to locate the centre of the earth, launched two eagles from two ends of the world, and the eagles, starting simultaneously and flying at equal speed, crossed their paths above the area of Delphi. And so was the place
Did
where
I
Zeus
honk
placed
already?
the stone.
I forgot if I honked already.
The central rift of the galaxy, and it being of alien design. Definition of rift is a crack, split, or breaking something.
Fuel signal complete.
As I have delved into my thoughts and whispers of wood space in the other videos, such as the one above, I won't go into that segment of the toast or riddle. The Siren of the deepest void, although not exactly a void, a black hole to our eyes would be devoid of form or meaning. everything merging into that one object that is allowed to exist deep in its belly. What is a siren exactly, you might ask? A device that makes a loud prolonged signal or warning sound. In Greek mythology, the sirens were dangerous creatures who lured nearby sailors through their enchanting music and singing voices to shipwreck on the rocky coast of their island. Roman poets placed them on some small islands called Sirenum Scopuli. Often they have been placed in the Tyrrhenian Sea off the coast of southwestern Italy near Pestum or between Sorrento or Capri. Two meanings of the word siren: a signal and a series of omnipotent beings that would lure sailors to their death. As I have mentioned before, there has been for some time now a signal being transmitted into our region of space. That when spectral analyzer draws a picture of two mountains or rocks in the sea. Is this signal Frontier Development's way of guiding us to something related to either the Dark Wheel or Roxley? As this game has so many references to Greek mythology, you cannot discount them, for they've used legends of old to tease discoveries to be made and have hidden signals in the sound of the game. The jewel, if in fact it's on the brow of Sagittarius A, would at least be a collection of B-class or greater stars. To stand out as a shining jewel in this forest of diamonds.
God, I love the fuel scoop.
Of the light pollution
It's so
from
nice.
space. Maybe the landscape signal will help you locate this jewel.
Anyway, drinky time.
Frameshift drive charging.
This segment of the riddle is the most vague. The first part of the statement points to the fact that the words parent and grief are connected in a way that the subject of this grief is connected to the lover's woe, the longing to be with someone, yet this not being a possibility. In the Codex entry on Roxlar, there is mention to Princess Astrophil, the spiral of stars, a children's novel that was rumored to have riddles hidden in its content that was referring to Roxlar.
System scan.
Imagine, if you will, a star being a parent of planets. The gravity of the star forming the cloud of material together to form planets. Imagine the star system passing through an area of space that contains some kind of large black hole. The star trying to hold on to
Let's see how many more jumps. 48 more jumps.
The gravity of the black hole. Some would fall into the mouth of the Great Destroyer, and some would shoot off into space. Although no children's book of this title would be found in the game,
Frameshift drive charging.
there is one possible connection to a collection of sonnets written in 15th century England, probably composed in the 1580s.
You're fine,
Philip
baby,
Sidney's
don't worry.
Astrophil and Stella is an English sonnet sequence containing 108 sonnets and 11 songs. The name derives from the two Greek words Astra, meaning star, and Phil, meaning lover, and the Latin word Stella, meaning star. Thus, Astrophil is the star lover, and Stella is his star. Within a series of sonnets, there is one segment that is very curious. Queen Virtue's court, some call Stella's face, prepared by nature's chiefest furniture. Half is
You're at
full of
82?
alabaster pure.
Wow.
Gold is covering of that stately place. The door by which sometimes comes forth her grace.
I don't think I can get
Red
fuel from this
porphyry
kind of
is
star,
what's
can
wrong,
I?
pearl makes sure.
I don't think I
Whose
can.
porch is rich, which name with
Yeah,
cheese
no.
Marble mixed red and white do interlace. The windows now through which this heavenly guest looks over
Yes,
the world
hello there,
will
Odessa.
find nothing such.
Frameshift drive charging.
Which dare claim from those lights the name of best? Of touch they are that without touch doth touch. Which Cupid's self from beauty's mind did draw.
4, 3, 2.
This game included this clue to point to this verse, as to its description of the stellar object. Alabaster or white, gold is covering of that stately place. The door by which sometimes comes from her grace. The windows now through which this heavenly guest looks over the
11
world
planetary bodies.
and
Wowie
can find nothing
zowie.
such.
Yeah, get that fuel. We need it. We need to keep going. We can't stop, won't
Break
stop
right in
ever.
the center of our world or galaxy.
And Odessa won't
That
stop
is
hitting all the buttons.
Free from the constraints of the 4 dimensions, this tunnel may be a link from one part
Alright, there we go.
to the other.
Fuel scooping complete.
Yet another mention of a gateway through space. The consistent references to gateways and other dimensions in Elite Dangerous are too obvious to ignore for me. From the Thargoids' possible interdimensional origins to the Omphalos Rift. Signals have been used before to point players in a certain direction. I think that the landscape signal is no exception. The wording of the toast is curious, as though it is singing a poetic version of historical events. That the verses in the toast are connected events that originally led to the Darkwheel's discovery of Raxler, to the jewel that burns proud of the mother of galaxies.
Alrighty, we should nearly be halfway there, and I should be miles out of the bubble by
to the
now.
center of the galaxy, to the whisper of
44 or 45 more jumps.
They encountered mysterious lights
Alright,
in
let's take a
space,
look-see.
such as those encountered by the pilots of the Dynasty project. The Siren of the deepest void. They found
Oh,
similarities
fuck.
with the Greek tales of old and mysterious
There is a
signals
Mikey
drawing them
chasing
into
me.
uncertainty. The parent's grief, the lover's woe. Approaching whatever it was that they found, they made poetic observations as to the
that's
area
just
of
my-
space they were in.
There's
Observing
my
gravity
fuel point.
swallow
Other
its
than
children.
that, we gotta keep going. Ugh.
Frameshift drive
These are
charging.
my own thoughts on this anyway. They are not confirmed nor regarded as law, but at the moment the only thing that we have that is confirmed law on the Raxler subject is the 2 entries in the Codex, one called Raxler and the other called the Darkwheel. Anything except these 2 entries is currently speculation. Although the Darkwheel do in fact make an appearance in some way in this game, the particulars of the Darkwheel novel has never been confirmed to be canon. So even the hallowed verses of the Bible are possible subjects for a retcon. If you would like more coverage on this event, below is a link of the great work of Commander Public Static Void. It will be interesting come 2021 to discover the reason why Frontier Developments had chosen the name for its latest content update. Until then, all we have is dreams and whispers.
Alrighty.
Frameshift drive charging.
Well, depending on how long this takes, I'll probably just go see the nebula and then hop off for the night.
Thank you for the watch. To reach my 1k target in under the time I allotted myself for reaching this goal has been a great accomplishment. I would like to thank you all for each and every like and comment.
We still have
To
quite
have met
a
group
few
of
places to
people
go
who have
through.
took the time
We'll
to
get
listen
there
to my
eventually,
sometimes
though.
fringe theories in regards to Elite Dangerous has been a humbling experience.
And we gotta change out the video, so let's go find something
If
else.
you like this video, please remember to hit the like button below, and if you haven't done so already,
System scan
please
complete.
consider subscribing. It all helps this channel to continue to grow. Thanks. The following is a discussion to subjects within the Elite Dangerous
Here we go,
universe.
the possible
It is not a
Thargoid
confirmation
connection.
to any aspect of future Elite Dangerous content. Each episode is independent of one another.
We got a
and
haunt.
as such,
There we go.
some theories
Oh, the
may
sun is the
clash
only
with
thing
them.
here, apparently.
Fuel scooping complete.
It is known that Frontier Developments has a plan for the storyline until at least 2021.
Frameshift drive
Since the game
charging.
initially became available during December 2014, characters, factions and events have slowly progressed, admittedly with a pause for the past few years. For the foreseeable remaining lifespan of this game, the wheel is once more on the tracks. One of the many laws of this game is the interactive storyline, where players will be presented with tasks, events and dilemmas for them to react to. Dependent on the outcome of those player reactions, the story would alter. Very few game companies have done this. It is one of the reasons I love this game so
System
much.
scan complete. Fuel scooping.
One such enigma is a race known as the Thargoids. Some people, including myself, believe that like other minor factions, there is a BGS going on with the Thargoids.
the actions of this race being influenced by the actions of the player base. Encounters with the Thargoids are very easy for a player to experience. Simply head to the Pleiades Nebula and look for a non-human signal source. So far, the only known confirmed motives for the Thargoids is their curious lust for occupied escape pods and their persistent interdiction of human vessels travelling in space. The larger vessels known as Thargoid interceptors are not immediately hostile, yet the smaller vessels known as drones are. Presumably, these drones are remotely activated or merely programmed to complete specific tasks. Thargoid behavioural characteristics are somewhat of a mystery to the player base, but one thing is pretty obvious to me and quite often overlooked: their direction of travel. The Thargoids were first encountered in the Pleiades Nebula, and as the game has progressed, they have been seen as far north as the Conflux and as far south as the Cone Nebula. Their rumoured centre of operations is Barnard's Loop and the Col 70 sector of space. If you look in the Codex entry on the Thargoids, it states that the origin of the Thargoids is unknown. Since they re-emerged, they have slowly travelled towards our region of space, having indeed attacked our ships, but they haven't moved on our systems in the way that you would think a conquesting army would do so. The Thargoids have one distinct advantage over us: the ability to drag our ships out of space, and as such, this gives them a massive tactical advantage over us. The ability to hit our ships and slide back into the shadows of witch space before any response can be mustered. If they wanted to conquer us, or worse, remove our race from existence, they would have done so already. Yet one thing remains: they are not overtly hostile. They are travelling in the direction of the bubble, and they are looking for something. Communication with the Thargoids is somewhat of a fruitless exercise. Many pilots have tried in many different ways to provoke a response out of them, with everything
No,
from
this one
feeding
isn't
them
a fuel
meta
one.
alloys to honking various systems to get their attention. The only way a Thargoid ship will respond to human actions is its weaponry or the initial scan they perform when you jump into the instance. It is almost like they are not interested in what we have to say. One other thing that is rumoured is that the Thargoids are not acting as one cohesive unit. At Professor Palin's lab, a Thargoid vessel was encountered running from the planet, under attack from Thargoid drones. Nothing is known about this Thargoid interceptor variant other than its distinction from the others. Lore from previous games suggests that the Thargoids are split into two factions, the Eretrians and the Klaxians. It has not been confirmed whether this has been adopted by Frontier developments for these dangerous. Some players, including myself, believe that encounters with Thargoid interceptors reveal a variation in the way these vessels react to the player. Some act with instant hostility, whereas in other instances they seem somewhat indifferent to a player's presence. The following is my own personal thoughts on the meaning behind these events and possible motives of the Thargoids. Through the use of spectrographic images, various pilots have uncovered maps and cryptic messages hidden within radio transmissions broadcast by Thargoids. In addition, an image commonly known as the landscape signal was discovered via sound hidden in the sky map.
Oh, I feel
emanating
like I'm
from
riding the
centre
edge of the
Earth.
sun right now.
As is typical with the human race,
Break off.
we tend to believe that anything we discover was intended for us, as if the universe itself had aligned around the Earth. But what if these signals were never intended for us as a whole? So far, the last lead on Thargoid spectrographic clues have pointed towards the Col 70 sector as if part of a map sent from a Thargoid probe to a recipient we are yet to uncover. The Thargoid probe, in conjunction with the Thargoid sensor, is used to open doors to the surface site. When activated, reveals a map of mysterious locations. It is unknown whether the galaxy that is shown is the Milky Way or Andromeda. My own thoughts on it is that it's another galaxy. As a player, to guess possible future storyline outcomes, you have to imagine why everything we see is the way it is. Yes, the Thargoid probe was used to tease the introduction of the Thargoids. Yes, it was used to open the door to the surface site, but you have to try and rationalise the background story here. What is the author trying to tell us? Why did the breadcrumb trail stop at the map of Andromeda and a cryptic map of some star system of interest to the Thargoid? It does not sit well with me to explain these events with a ham-fisted response such as Thargoid homeworld in it, or the writers got bored of this story.
Frameshift drive charging.
Let's ask ourselves why they are transmitting a signal of an area of significance into the cosmos. A signal that is identical in delivery to the landscape signal. When interceptors encounter human vessels, they scan the ship and wreckage located at that instance, taking any technology they recognise as their own in addition to human escape pods. As none of these humans appear to return from their abduction, it is open to speculate exactly what they are taking bodies for. It seems unlikely they are procuring food or experiment subjects. Surely they would simply raid any of the dozens of highly populated settlements in those areas. So what makes these individuals potentially interesting to them? What is it that they are looking for? The Alien Worlds novel mentions human explorers who travel to a place called the Odyssey sector. They travel through an immense barrier of time and space distortion through a subspace corridor that ends in a place regarded as a subspace galaxy. In this region of subspace lies a tale of human bravery from a group known in reference to the Dark Wheel. Now going back in our timeline, the Odyssey had sent out a vessel known as the Generation Ship to our planet for the purpose of building a device that could control space and time. They did this at a point in human history prior to the Dark Ages, the times of ancient Egypt. They ultimately were unsuccessful in this task as they built the devices the wrong way round, diffusing their gravity into its base rather than focusing it on it. The fate of these robotic analogues and the fate of their ship is unknown. The Odyssey had originated from a place totally unknown to what we know of in our game, a place dense with disruptions in the fabric of space and time. Although the dormant race of this area is indeed the Odyssey, there is other life forms that came from here. The following transcribed from Stephen Eisler's book describes the account of one of these races. The Eye of the Beholder, a Raxlar projection which appeared above the primitive world, Winter D, populated by sentient but unadvanced insectoids. The Eye became an overwhelming symbol of the evil that stirred from the heavens, so disorientating the creatures that the Odyssey were able to build their structure and depart without life being lost. The problem you may have with connecting the events of this book with our galaxy is the obvious unknown status as to whether Frontier has the rights to use its content or even have an interest in this novel. As Stephen Eisler, also known as Robert Holstock, also wrote The Dark Wheel, it makes sense that Frontier Developments could use these events, or at least take influence from them, to form variations to fit with the Elite Dangerous storyline. As the Codex entry on the Thargoids state, the Thargoids could have originated from another galaxy or universe. Why had the authors of the Codex entry added that point? It is known from previous games that the Thargoids have the ability to hover in space, and have a much better understanding in general of that region we see for a fleeting occasion every time we jump. If the Thargoids are the same race we hear from Stephen Eisler's Alien World novel, then it makes sense why the Thargoids react the way they do with us. Maybe they recognise the genetic heritage of some of our more secretive pilots, such as those from the Dark Wheel organisation. Hypothetically, let's say, the books of Stephen Eisler are to be regarded as canon. Let's say the Thargoids are the same insectoid race from that book that escaped the chains of the Odyssey. Following the footsteps of the Dark Wheel, they traverse the great corridor of space and time into our galaxy, and sought out a new home, more favourable to their existence. A select few journey through the galaxy from the centre to a place that is attractive to them, Barnard's Loop. As we see with the Barnacle site, it seems the Thargoids favour nebulas as places to live, so Barnard's Loop would be a massively attractive habitation proposition to them. As the Thargoids are connected in some hive mind kind of way, any memory from one individual will be stored collectively in that race's consciousness. Over time, they seed the regions surrounding Barnard's Loop as though a farmer would seed his field. They encounter the Guardians and see them as a threat to their meta-alloy farms. Conflict ensues. Limited in number, they are defeated. Left alone in Barnard's Loop, they continue to grow in number and carry on with the rebuilding of their race. As millions of years pass, the Thargoids discredit certain details of their origin story as myth and legend. Over the eons, the detail of this origin is wrapped in the fog of time. As humanity emerges out of the isolation of the solar system, they encounter our vessels. Like a smell from childhood setting off deja vu, the Thargoids look upon the pilots of these vessels and are reminded of a time lost to them. The hive-like nature of the Thargoid civilization ensuring that although the full picture had been lost to time, certain details had struck in this collective memory, intertwined and passed from one generation to the next. Early encounters with humanity would, however, paint a different picture to them, as actions had ended in full-scale conflict and a man-made virus that would nearly devour their race. Those Thargoids that were more belligerent on these matters disregard the myths of their origin, and a split in their civilization occurs. The Klaxians, who see us as a threat, and the Oresians, who believe the tales of old. As humanity detect the mysterious landscape, so do members of the
I don't even know what's
Thargoid
going on with
race.
this story anymore. I thought it was about
Once
the
again, the
Thargoids,
collective
but now they're
memory
talking
of a
about
million
groups of
drones is
Thargoids.
sparked as they look upon the mountain that signal paints. Using the signal to give credence to the origin myths, the Oresians spark a rift in the collective conscious of the Thargoids, and conflict emerges between these two. No doubt the Klaxians will back their point of view with the memory of the mycoid virus as to discredit the other. As more human pilots are recovered and dissected, something was found that paid dividends to the origin myth, a member of the Dark Wheel. Maybe through genetic information or some kind of marking, this individual is held in reverence by the Oresians and formal contact with the Dark Wheel is sought. From the point of view of the Dark Wheel, their origin harks back to the days of ancient Egypt, when members of their organisation overthrew the Osir Roxlar, took their ship, and journeyed into the gateway that led to the Osir Roxlar sectors.
A lot of
From
words
the
are
point
being
of view
said.
of
I
the
have no
Thargoids
idea
and
what's
their
going
skill
on
with
anymore.
biological engineering, genetic information from the original members of the Dark Wheel is stored in their collective memory. This is how they recognise some of these individuals.
Mikey, you got any idea what the fuck he's on about?
Of course, this is pure tinfoil laden speculation, based on facts not regarded as canon. As I have previously mentioned in other videos, these different theories are not necessarily connected to one another. Some are taken from other people's work as mentioned, and some are my own theories. As someone recently said to me, Roxlar is a world building exercise, set in a sandbox universe. Roxlar is a journey, and as such it is not important where this Odyssey ends, but the friends you make along the way. The tales you live to tell as you travel from point A to point B, the battles you fight, and the sights you see. Frontier developers will probably no doubt have their own path for the game, but please remember the many different and sometimes conflicting theories of Roxlar were built by the player base. We made Roxlar what it is today. That's what's special about this game, and what sets us apart from some of the tropes of some of the games that are similar to Elite or Dangerous. It's your sandbox. Go and make a castle.
Yeah, I have no idea. I guess that was the Thargoid Raxla connection. But he was pulling a lot of other things out of a fucking hat.
Thank you for the watch. This will be the end of my Roxlar videos until next year. I would like to thank all you guys and girls that have took the time to engage me on this subject over the months. Without your support, I probably wouldn't have made half.
Alright, let's see what other VODs are there that we can listen to.
I'm Drunk Russian 23.
Polaris, the Permit Locks,
Their
and the
support helps this channel
Artifact, that's
to
a
keep
year
going.
ago.
If you would like to become an official backer and be mentioned on this video, please follow the Ko-fi link below. If merch is your thing, that is also...
No. Well, here's some space ambiance we can listen to. It's space station chatter, radio, speaking, and some other shit. There we go.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete.
Hey yo. How many more jumps I gotta do? 29. Where the hell are you going, Mikey, that you need 61 jumps? You're just above me. Mikey, you have a fuel scoop as well, right? Like, there is no way you're all the way out here without a fuel scoop. It's a Wolf Riot star. I missed on my first trip to the Nebula. Is that the place that... Am I heading to that same star, or... I don't know which one you're heading to. A Wolf Riot star. Not sure what that is. I like the radio chatter in the background, it's nice. It's a fancy star. Super rare, but I may have to go visit while I'm over there.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete.
How many more jumps? 26, goddamn.
Frameshift drive charging.
How long have I been streaming now? Let's check. 2.5 hours. I've just been heading to this one nebula. It has not felt like 2.5 hours of just jumping into a system, honking, and then leaving. closer than we were 5 seconds ago.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete.
I don't understand, Mikey, how you say fast or coming back is faster than going there. It's gonna be the exact same amount of time to get back. Also, it's not good that my ship is literally smoking.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two.
Man, this nebula better be fantastic to look at for the trip out here. I think I can even see it on some occasions when I look out into the distance.
Fuel scooping.
Yeah, like that there. There's 2 nebulas. Is one of those the one I'm heading to? What the fuck is that over there? That's a big boy. We also have that nebula there. I don't know which one of these is the one I'm heading to.
Frameshift drive charging.
That's Andromeda? Oh. Isn't that where the Thargoid map points to? Can we go to Andromeda? Is that a thing we can do in the game currently? Watch it be that's the last update to the game is. Here's the Andromeda Galaxy. Have fun. Oh no, I'm gonna explode. Get away from the sun. There we go, it's fine. Alright, let's yoink some more fuel. Here we go. And let's see where the Mikey is. Yeah, roughly about above me somewhere. And we're down to 20 jumps. Woo. Just 20 jumps. We're almost there. on. More fuel.
Fuel scooping complete. Frameshift drive charging.
I wonder, so if I left myself in Super Cruise for a year, would I eventually get towards that other system? Is the game programmed for that? That would be funny as fuck. Just leave the game running for a year. Drift towards it. So much fuel. Yep, there's my 2 nebulas. 18 jumps. Oh, we're gonna be going into the Vale West sector now.
Frameshift drive charging.
25 light years away. It won't spawn in. Oh, that's cheap. Did that dude just meow? In that radio chatter, did the dude fucking meow into the microphone? That's what it sounded like.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete. Frameshift
You know, I'd like to go see all the areas in the game people say you need to go see. I saw the black hole, or whatever. Yeah, I think it was a black hole. I think this is gonna be the first nebula I see. Have I seen one already? Was the black hole in a nebula? I can't remember.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete. Frameshift drive charging.
No, you're fine, ship. Nope, you're fine. Get that temp down. There you go. We're away from the sun. And Odessa coming in with a hydration just to keep me alive in this heat wave. Drunky time.
Fuel scooping.
15 more jumps.
Fuel scooping complete.
We're almost there. We're to the last quarter. And those nebulas are getting closer and closer with each jump. Your toothpaste is beautiful already. Fuck you on about the toothpaste. Mikey, Mikey, are you okay there? I know what you mean by toothpaste. Oh, the nebula? Ah. Are you already there?
Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete.
That's weird. I can no longer see the nebulas. Am I in the nebula? No. I don't think I am yet. No, I'm still a ways away. So, is it these two nebulas I see in the distance? It would have to be these two, right? I'm not sure.
Frameshift drive charging.
And I assume that's an Andromeda over there. And God, that's a bright. If Andromeda is that bright, why can't we see the center of our galaxy?
Fuel scooping.
There's my nebula. Getting closer and closer. Wait, is that now Andromeda over on my left? Huh.
Frameshift drive charging.
Oh, so is this the largest engine I can slap onto this thing? I'm not sure. Your toothpaste, Mikey. Mikey, toothpaste. Oh no, Odessa, I'll let you do this. Do it. Ban him. Ban him, ban him, ban him. There you go. Botman bad, Botman bad, ban the Botman, he's bad. We did it. Oh, look at those nebulas. Where the fuck is that second one from? Which one's that one? You finally did your job, and you did it because I just couldn't be bothered to hold down the bouton. Good job, Odessa. Honestly, when I told you to do it, I was half tempted to just do it myself to take it away from you. I remember the first few times I played this game, there were some scary moments while doing some trucking across the galaxy that I thought I was going to run out of fuel and be stranded. But once you get the fuel scoop, oh my god, you just never have to worry. Are you saying there's a delay in stream, Odessa? Denied. Okay, I should be around 10 jumps left now, I think. Let's take a look. How many? Hey, 10! I know how to vaguely keep track of the amount of jumps I did. That's what you're saying? I'm not sure you are saying that. I don't know if you know what you're saying, You Super Saiyan. Why does the nebulas just randomly disappear off the face of the Earth? Are those other nebulas over there? Oh. And there's Andromeda again. That's so bright. That's insane. What happens if when this game's life cycle is finally done, they announce, alright, you're going to Andromeda now. And their next game is just Andromeda. Or like 5 nebulas near the one I sent you to. So I can see so many nebulas.
Fuel scooping.
Suddenly Odessa's over here being a physicist. I wonder if this place has been explored. Oh wow, yeah, it has, ironically, but not mapped. Someone could only be bothered to map the first place. See, I don't know, when the devs say like only, was it like 5% or 2% of the galaxy has been explored, do they mean just like people visiting, honking, and then leaving? Or do they mean mapping? Like, I don't know what their criteria for exploring the galaxy is. It's like, was that now reset because of Odyssey and First Landfall exists? Or is that just completely separated? And exploring only counts as honking and mapping. Mikey, I will go to the edge of the galaxy and honk my way there. Oh no, I'm gonna explode. Okay, no, that is actually getting a little bit high. Okay, it rode the edge a bit there. 3, 2, 1. Wow, Odessa, you're abandoning the stream? I may not even be still streaming when you come back.
System scan complete. Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete.
There we go, break off. What am I down to? 7 jumps.
Frameshift drive charging.
We're almost to the Veil. To the Western Veil. I don't think I can get fuel from this kind of star, can I? No, I don't think so. Ah, shit. I couldn't see the line. Oh, there goes some more health. Oh, now we gotta sit here and wait a bit. I hate how sometimes it just doesn't show you the line. Kinda don't know where the hell to ride it. Come on, hurry up. I also hate how it boots you out. You think it would just be like an AI course correction. Ugh. Look at all those nebulas. Wow, look at that. It's blocked by the sun. Oh. What's the button to... Is it K? Nope. Listen, I am not going at like max 300 to get to this fucking place. Let me frame shift, you dicks. Oh my god, it's tab that does the boost. I knew there was a boost button.
Frameshift drive charging.
Well, we are almost there, huh? Okay, well, since I can't get past the sun on this side, I think I may have to divert slightly. I don't know. What's the other way I can just enable frame shift? Is that in here? I'm sorry, hold up. You're telling me I can basically have fucking nitro? What is this shit? I did not know this existed. Wow. Wait, Dag, just disable my drive. Oh, what the fuck? There we go. Fucking finally. God damn it. Come on.
Taking heat damage.
Why is my ship freezing? What the fuck? Should I be worried about that? Also, where the hell is my dot taking me? God damn it. Alright, here we go, finally. That was a longer detour than it should have been. We're almost there, we're gonna go see a nebula. Right, we should be, what, 5 jumps, 3 jumps left, something like that. Five jumps left. Oh yeah, I can see why you say it looks like toothpaste. It actually does. Huh. God damn it, Mikey.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged.
Oh, there it is. Look at all those nebulas. Let's rotate a bit more. There we go. Take a screenshot of all that. All the nebulas. Damn you, Mikey. Sending me a photo of the toothpaste. Yeah, I just did. Oh, there it is. The toothpaste. We're almost there. Oh, is it 3 jumps left? Yeah. That was Pelican, North America, by the way, not for toothpaste. That photo you sent, that looks like toothpaste. No, it's not. It's not toothpaste.
Fuel scooping.
Let's get this fuel. Oh, look at that. Look how pretty it is.
Fuel scooping complete.
What causes nebulas to exist? What is them? Are they just storm clouds in the universe? Electromagnetic storms? I don't know. Did she keep saying Sniper 2? It sounds like she says Sniper 2. Start go boom.
System scan complete. Fuel scooping.
Am I listening to radio military chatter? It sounded like she said something about hostiles from the north and then started to talk fast, giving out coordinates. Yeah, they're talking about targets.
Frameshift drive charging.
Is this our destination here? I'm not sure if it is.
System scan complete.
Oh, I'm in the nebula. Or at least on the very edge of it. Let's see, what happens if I go inside of it? Is there any stars in it? No. Why isn't it showing any stars or anything? Did my map just break? Oh, that's just the other star. Yeah, like you can see the other nebulas through. What the fuck is that? Is that just a hole in the nebula? Or is that just a very dark other nebula? Huh. There's Andromeda again. Oh my. Look at that nice line around the system. Oh, there's multiple other nebulas over there. God damn. Why aren't any stars showing up for me? Is it the nebula doing it? Mikey, did my game break, or is this an intended feature of the game? Is it map thens? I don't think I touched anything with the map settings. No, this is just info. Oh, for some reason it was set to power play still. Speaking of which, how far from the bubble are we? Oh, a very, very long way from the bubble. Okay, there we go. Now, is there... Okay, so this is kind of the edge of the nebula. Doesn't look like there's any other stars that go inside the nebula. There's also this one on the other side.
Target 065, 17, 21,000, track southwest, big one. Heat nose. Big 2, heat 8, 25,000, target there, big 2. Big 2, you're dead, big 2. Big 2 is dead. Flight report targeted.
So where are the other nebulas I'm seeing? Is it these ones? California, Barados, Orion, Horsehead, Witchhead. Wait, Witchhead, is that the one they keep talking about with Thargoid shit? We have the Coal Sack and Coal Sack Dark Region. Chameleon. Is there any like giant nebulas? Oh, here's some more. Lagoon, Trifid, Omega, Eagle. That one just has a code. Blahapai. What is that one? Blahapari. Klukia. Wow, the North American nebula has a bunch of stars inside of it. At least it looks like that. So to this one just across the way.
Shift drive charging.
Holy shit, 30 planetary bodies. Oh, there's also a carrier here. Hmm. And everything here has already been scanned. I wonder if I could hitch a ride back to colonize space on the carrier.
Shift drive charging.
Three, two, one. Why does it play that music? Should I be worried why it's playing that music? Or that noise, rather. Oh, I barely used any fuel. No, that was mapped by 2 people or 1 person with a really long name. I guess, no, first mapped by 3 different people. What? How can a place be first mapped by 3 different people unless they all submit it at the same time or we're in a squad? Huh. Weird. Anyway, I think that might be where I ended for tonight. Where's my nebula? There's the nebula to stare at. Is this it here? I can't tell. Yeah, I think this is it here. It's a nice nebula. And there's the other one. I think that one's America. Well, that's gonna be it for tonight. That was a nice kind of visit to some nebulas. We didn't do a whole lot of scanning, mainly because we went on this journey to the nebula. Next time, we'll continue pushing out. We'll go visit some other nebulas, scan stuff around there, and then we have to make our slow way all the way back to human space to hand everything in. Or I might just go to human space and do some odd jobs for a while, get money, save up for my own freighter carrier ship, and use that to travel around the galaxy and explore. But either way, thank you all for coming. That's gonna be it for tonight. If you enjoyed, drop a follow. Otherwise, whether it be because of your time zone, good night or good morning. Remember to eat, sleep, and drink. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. Yeah, so hydrate right before I go. Mikey, you must also drink. Drink, Mikey, drink. I have peach juice. Peach juice. It is good peach juice. Well, I'll see y'all later.